All right. Let me know in chat down there. Can you guys hear me? That was silly. I rated it, but because I was still attached to Speakeasies, I disconnected Speakeasies and it changed it to recording only somehow. So then I'm like sitting there in record only, and I saw Scott's comment before it changed to that, and I thought everything was good. So then I'm sitting there all alone, and I'm like, what? What just happened? Why is it record only? You can't hear me? Vic, are you screwing with me? Smarty pants. If anybody wants to come up and BS a little bit, we could do that. If somebody pays for me to go back up on Speakeasies, I will while I'm still live from here, and then I'll just pull it up while I'm on it. But for now, y'all are more than welcome to hop up and BS a bit. Well, I have a bunch of stuff coming in the near future. Like I said before, I'm going full time basically. Um, I don't know what days the scheduling is going to look like yet, but what I do know is that it's going to be at least 3 days a week, hopefully 2 lives a day on those 3 days a week. I'm going to try to have a game night at least one of those streams per week. I have an idea for a really cool show once a week as well. So in the background, I'm working on all of these things. So, well, thank you, Vic. I appreciate it. So, yeah, that's all coming down the turnpike, so to speak. So, um, maybe some more rantiness, some solo stuff from me, but also some open panels so that we can have community interaction. Um, Sometimes it's good to get a bunch of minds to talk about things. As most of you know, I don't do other people's drama on my channel, which generally means don't come on my channel to fight about other people or talk about other people. That doesn't mean I won't review things that have happened. It just means I don't want people bringing their crap and flinging it around my channel, if you know what I mean. So, like when somebody comes into the chat and starts taking shots at other people who they have drama with, I don't want that here. Um, if people want to resolve an issue between themselves and another person, they could do it here. But I'm not gonna let people cause drama about other people while that other person isn't around. So generally, I'm Switzerland in that way. Um, yeah, if people want to fight about their issues, they can do it on their channels, especially content creators. They have a channel for a reason. They can do their fighting on their channel. Um, doesn't mean I won't cover it, but it does mean I don't want to be in the middle of somebody else's fight. I just don't want to get drawn in between fights, mostly. Because if it's not my fight, I have nothing to do with it, and I don't have all the information. I'll just end up looking like a fool by picking a side ahead of time. That's generally why I don't. Um, I also try not to speak ill of people for no good reason. So, somebody comes at me, then I will probably light them up. But generally speaking, I don't do those things. So, yeah. So, do we have anyone in Chatland that would like to come up, BS for a bit? Talk about any topics that have happened throughout this last week or anything of interest in the news currently. I mean, obviously, there's always something going on, as we all know. Um, Honestly, you know what? I thought, and this is nothing against anybody, but I felt like I won that argument. I really did. Um, when people say it was a necessary evil, that is, to me, in my estimation, that is indeed exactly what moral hypocrisy looks like, right? If you say, oh, I did this thing and I had to. It was a necessary evil. That's. I think that's moral cowardice. That's what I think that is generally. Um, what do you mean, Chatland is like Panelverse with less sex? I don't even know what that means. Uh, I have a wife, as you know, Anson. So I don't know. Unless that's not Anson. Unless that's somebody with the name Anson is boring that isn't Anson. But yeah. So yeah. But I do. I think it's kind of. I think it's moral hypocrisy, moral cowardice to say you had to do something because of it was a necessary evil. Right. So I don't know. I think it's a weird tack to say that it's not moral hypocrisy because to claim anything is a necessary evil is to say that because, and this is what he was arguing, he's saying because evil is a necessary component to reality, there must be necessary evil. And it's like that doesn't track actually. Just because evil has to exist, that doesn't mean that people's actions have to trend to a necessary evil. And again, generally speaking, necessary evil is used as a saying for people to justify actions that they should not have taken, but they believe they had to take, so they'll call it a necessary evil. As though by calling it necessary, it is then justified, which it is not. At least in again, that's in my estimation, the way that I think about it. But um, anyhow, does the link I threw out work? Did anybody check it? Did anybody use it? I'll throw it out a second time just in case. Yeah, that I agree with that. I agree with that. That it's a false dichotomy. And that's why I brought up the lesser of two evils example when I was explaining that the necessary evil is a silly falsehood. It's like assuming there's only two choices when there's more choices, and then acting like I had to choose this one because the other greater choice that was evil was less good to me, but I know it's evil, so I'm going to choose it anyway. That's a fake. It is definitely a false dichotomy, and so it falls into that same paradigm of a necessary evil, which is I don't know, but Chad always wins. So here we are, and also sorry to you guys that are having to refine the channel. Like I said, I struggle when I actually link my StreamYard to somebody else's StreamYard. Like I disconnected it, and generally it's going to end your stream either way. So I set up my own redirect to a new live that I created. And when I did that, for some reason, when I disconnected the other one, it made the new live stream record only, not live. And I was like, okay. So I just rated you guys to nowhere. And so now here I am having to do another one in order to make it work, which feels silly, but that's how it goes. It takes time to get used to like rating to other people, let alone trying to open a whole nother video yourself and then raid yourself to it, or raid your chat from one to your own again. So yeah, what are you up to, Doom? The epitome, huh? Goodness gracious. Um, Yeah. Yeah. I forgot what else I was gonna bring up. There were some things that I wanted to talk about. I can't remember them now because when you get into debate brain mode, you kind of lose track of a bunch of other things, and then you're like stuck in that debate brain. And then usually it takes me a little bit after that to refit myself to the direction I was going to go with something. Like, I wasn't even sure if I was going to join VK tonight because I wanted to do some other things, but it's costume night, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's do a costume. Let's have some fun. Let's go on there and tear some people up if I can. Like I said, I didn't think I was going to lose that. I thought that basically all the way through that argument with King that I had the better point, and not just the better point, but the more right point, right? Like, it wasn't just that I was right, it was that it was convincingly right. I don't know. Debate brain is like woman brain. Huh. I suppose that would make sense, wouldn't it, Anson? Because argumentation is generally a verbal social thing, and that's like the realm of ladies oftentimes. However, logic is not necessarily the land of the ladies, and so we must utilize language in order to communicate logical argumentation, to push ideas and values, and help people see the error and clarify their vision. That's half the battle that we're in today, is people not being able to use eloquent language and good logic to convey ideas in order to sway the populace to their side. If ever there was a time we were in need of leaders that could and should do that, it is now. So, yes, that's what I think. And so, as we see this debate space going, there is something that I do notice as a trend line. There are some that can effectively communicate and debate well whilst using good logically coherent arguments, and there are those who do not do so well doing that thing. We should be fostering those who can think logically, who can speak eloquently, clearly, and also, at the same time, convince people to follow the precepts and values that we would like. So, Emmett. Is Emmett here with us, or? Yeah. Are you coming up here, Emmett, or what? What's going on? Hmm? Are you coming up? Or are you too busy for your friends? Too busy for your friends. Sheesh. Vic, you can always jump up too if you want to. I know it's later than you're usually on, but you're more than welcome to come up as well. Doom's welcome to come up. Everybody, like, feel like a little bit of a diptard for raiding everybody to a video that died immediately. That kind of sucks, because I sent the viewers into the abyss, I guess. But, sometimes you gotta brave the abyss and come out on the other side to know where you stand. So, it's, I think part of the problem is, and this is not like this is not a shot at people in general, but what I find is oftentimes people have a struggle because of the way that language is used on a daily basis, whether it's in their schooling, like their education, their
Yo.
daily life, their upbringing. We've watered down language in such a way that there's all these logical entailments and logical precepts that exist within, say, for instance, sayings. That saying, a necessary evil. We all know that saying, but what does that saying mean and how do we use it? And then what's the downstream effects of the use of that saying? And I feel like that's lost on people because they know the saying and they know semi appropriate times to use it, but they don't understand the full entailments of using that statement. The same is true for all kinds of things, right? And so where we're at today is it literally reminds me of the videos of like speakers going to colleges and asking all these questions that should be completely obvious, right? Like, is the moon bigger than the earth? Which is bigger, the earth or the moon? Questions like that should be completely obvious. We all learned this in grade school. But you have a whole generation today that lacks the ability to discern or even know these kinds of basic things. And because of that, what happens is there's a shifting of understanding. I wouldn't even call it intelligence because they could still harness high crystallized intelligence and be stupid as a box of rocks because they just were never given the ability and the understanding to the things they needed to have in order to function with intelligence. What do you think, Emmett?
Yo. I've been
You
listening a little
are
bit.
muted, I think. I see your band
What?
moving, but I don't hear you. Wait, let me check something.
Am I muted?
Let me check something. Oh, now I hear you. Hold on.
Test
One
one,
second.
two.
One second. One second. One second. There. That's better.
Hello.
Hello. If somebody sees me get bought back into um, VK, let me
VK.
know. Because I had to jump off of the back room of his so that I could still hear you.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
what do you think about what I'm saying? And what do you think
Well,
of the argument I made?
I had this debate, right? Exactly, almost exactly the same one. The lesser of two evils with grace.
hmm
And it's usually a false dichotomy. It doesn't necessarily means that it always is. There are cases in which it's applied, but it's a case by case issue, right? So if you're
hmm
generalizing with it, it's going to be a big problem with the generalization. You have to, for the people that are doing the generalization, they will need to prove that that is applicable in that situation. And I don't think it's actually possible in most of the time to prove that because there are other options in a vacuum that you can do.
Well, doesn't this fall back to like the ice cream argument? It's that same idea
Uh,
when you say, what is your favorite ice cream? And there's vanilla and chocolate, and you're like, well, there isn't just vanilla and chocolate. There's also strawberry and Rocky Road and chocolate chip mint. To say that you had to choose the necessary evil is to say that you only had that choice and not a plethora of other choices. Even doing nothing is a choice, right?
yeah, that would be a choice.
And so you're creating the illusion that I had to choose this thing, even though it's evil, or even though I shouldn't have, when there were other choices available. They may have hurt more, but were more moral.
Um, well, that's what I said that it's a false dichotomy, right?
Yes, yes.
So it depends on the argument. The false, the true idea of the dichotomy would be in case by case basis, and if you are doing an overall argument with it, then you have to be able to prove that you actually have two options available.
Only two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there will be only the two options of like you either get married or you have sex outside of wedlock, and it's like, well, but there's another option. It's like not not have sex. That's the third option in this case.
Right.
So it would be those are that's why it's a false dichotomy.
Right. And that's fair.
And Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't see your whole debate. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It's
And that's okay. I mean, I wasn't like expecting everyone to see it. I just was curious what the chat thought, because I thought I had that nailed down. I really did.
mostly it's because I don't I'm still like kind of pissed, but yeah, we don't have to go. We don't have to go there.
I see. That's fair. So I have my other debate coming up still. That's going to be fun. Not VK, but the long form.
How's your preparation going with that one?
I have a whole bunch of reading to do still, but I should sit down and iron out my premises, kind of like you did, honestly, because I think that it will aid me in navigating the argument. It's against EOD. It's against EOD. One sec, Doom. I will actually pull up the prompt because I need to look at the exact wording again. Anyway, it's going to be a blast, of course, because, you know, what else would it be? And yeah, so let's see. Warrantless surveillance is justified in the interest of national security. And I took the it is, as in an affirmative. Warrantless surveillance is justified in the interest of national security. And so there's going to be a whole lot of entailments to this. And he's going to, I know some of the things he's going to come up with for argumentation against it, but I think that there's obviously precedent. So, yes, I'm pro surveillance in this debate, even though that's not generally speaking my actual stance. But yes, that is my stance for that debate. And so, should be fun. Yeah, I get it, but the way that we sift through ideas and find the better ideas is through argumentation of the parts and pieces of that argument, right? If you stand against warrantless surveillance, then you'll be rooting for EOD, and that's cool. And hopefully he can bring the best arguments he can forward. If you want the federal government to be able to, for instance, stop things like the mass spread of Antifa ideology and the riots and stuff we've seen, then there has to be some way to sift that out. Same with planes flying into towers and things like that. So I would say there's always information to glean from these debates, even if you aren't sure which way you lean or you lean specifically one way. It will help you clarify where your stance is and how to argue it against people in the real world for yourself. So,
there's another thing to be said when it comes to debates. If you're even if you're not taking the position to super believing, it helps you a lot, like even understanding your own position. So,
yes, I can read the prompt one more time. Warrantless surveillance is justified in the interest of national security. I know it's a terrible stance. And like I said, I'm taking the devil's advocate for this, but
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
it's a
good.
terrible stance. I think it's a very defensible stance.
It is a defensible stance. I'm not saying that it's undefensible. I think there is justification within it, and that's why I took that side, because I believe that I can articulate and argue a stance that encapsulates a need for some form of warrantless surveillance in some cases. And so even one case would say that it's justified, right? So,
Hmm. Yeah, if you can find one justification, that's enough.
right,
Like the same, it's the same with the defeaters, right? If they can find one defeater, it will
right,
be enough.
right. And so, regardless of the outcome, I think it'll be a good debate, and I think a lot of ideas will be sifted through. So,
Which is very like what happened with my Teriak debate. He couldn't find a defeater, but he agreed with some of the justifications for my side.
warrantless
When
can
he's
be.
talking, when he's talking about putting people as batteries, he's pretty much agreeing that they are crimes. That there's so heinous that the person is worthless at that point. Like the life of
Warrantless
the
is an
person
issue.
doesn't matter. Like
My question then would be, when things for like 9/11 happened and we saw the Patriot Act, was that warrants or was that no warrants for justifications to do all kinds of forms of surveillance? I'm not saying I support it. I'm not saying I'm okay with it, but it's not that
it's
we
an
have
east
never seen
claim.
it.
You're making the east at that point. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna make that, just be sure that you have in your mind really well thought out what is the ought and what is the is
Mm-hmm.
in your way of thinking of the argument, because otherwise people will dance around it. And Teriak tried to dance around it, like tried a lot
I
of times
I
to
do,
move
Scott.
between the is and the odds.
Keep in mind what I said, Scott. I'm not saying this is what I stand for. This is a devil's advocate argument so that we can flesh out the ideas between the two positions. It's not that I want warrantless surveillance. It's that I am arguing there is some justification at some point for it to exist, right? It's to fully explore the topic, because when you do this, what happens is two people take two stances, they argue through those stances and figure out better
Even if
ways.
even if you're doing an argument that people find it repulsive, part of your part of what you have to do is be able to control your emotions so that you can actually engage with the argument. Otherwise, it's what happens is people just lose the debate before it even starts. You need to be able to think through the argumentation. So don't think with your feelings, you just think with your head. Be ready.
Yeah, some at some point. I mean, at within that argument is wiggle room. That's part of it, right? So
Well, you're gonna put it. So I'm a god. I can defend it without defending 1984, and it has to do with the morality of the people of the population, right? I would say that um that the idea of security can be justified in certain occasions, and that doesn't mean that the overall government and the morality of the people would end up as 1984, which it's a complete disregard of truth.
well, I intend
No, we can do a mock run.
we can't do it live because then that's going to be fuel, and that's
Yeah,
going to
we
show
can do it.
what argumentation may happen. If we do, we're going to do it behind the scenes so that I can work on the argument, because I don't want a live version out there where he can pick apart my arguments before I ever make them.
Hmm.
to be fair.
And it makes sense because I mean he's not gonna do that for Abe either. He's not gonna go into a live and be like, yeah, let's do
So
that.
again, I agree with you, Amagod. I agree with you that there is downstream effects of these things. However, that's not part of the prompt, right? So he could drag me or try to drag me to the after effects, how this is going to affect things later if this is implemented. That's all good and well, but the truth of the matter is it justified? Not how will it affect things later. And so all I have to prove is that sometimes there would be justification for warrantless surveillance.
Mhm.
Hold on. I'll pull the prompt back up and read it again. Hold on. Warrantless surveillance is justified in the interest of national security.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Warrantless surveillance is justified in the interest of national security. See, I agree with that as well, Amagod. A lot of debates do struggle with it. The thing is, the prompt is kind of partially it's everything. Because the words that are used are going to fundamentally tailor or help to tailor what your argument looks like. Like I was saying in verbal combat, if the prompt had said just this thing, it changes the meaning of the original statement. And so when we add or take away specific words, it changes the scope, the idea behind things. What was the one we were arguing earlier? It was do good deeds. Does the meaning of doing good deeds change if there are rewards and recognition? And I was like, no, the meaning of the good deeds don't change just because there's rewards and recognition. But if the prompt had been, if you do good deeds just for rewards and recognition, would it change the meaning? And that would change the answer in that case, because if you're doing it just for the recognition and such, then it kind of does change the meaning. However, if you get recognition and rewards for doing good deeds, but that is just a byproduct of doing the good deeds, that doesn't change the meaning of the good deeds. And so that breakdown of the prompt kind of changes what argumentation you can even make. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go through precedent. I'm gonna have to go through a bunch of the Supreme Court rulings. I'm gonna have to go through the is of the situation, because I guarantee you there's been plenty of times we've used warrantless surveillance. And then I'm gonna have to go through and figure out what his defeaters are gonna be, and then tailor my argument to handle those defeaters. And so this debate that I'm going to have with EOD is on the 10th, I believe, of November. So I have basically 10 days before the debate. I will be spending some of the next couple weeks or pre-time both reading up on those things and tailoring an argument, and then also doing some like Discord back and forth with Emmett and possibly others to argue through some of it and see what might come up during the argument, because that does happen.
It's gonna be weird for me not arguing for force.
I know, right? It's the opposition, because usually it's the other way around. I argue with you, and you're arguing for force, and I'm arguing against it, which is funny.
Mm-hmm.
But that's usually what happens when you and I do debate prep stuff anyway, so...
Yep. It was like the debate prep I did with you was extremely useful. With in general, it was
Yep.
really useful.
Very good point, Doom. That's a very good point. Very, very good point. And that, I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want to give that one away, but that just is the proof in the prompt. Like, words are everything. Semantics is everything when it comes to debate. If the word usage is skewed even so ever so slightly, it makes or breaks the argument. It really does. And it could, it's so funny because it could be one word and it could be one seemingly innocuous word, but it isn't because it changes the structure and the meaning of the entirety of the prompt. I'm sure Emmett knows this firsthand.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a time when I went to somebody's Discord and we were talking about fascism, and
Yep.
quite literally that there's a point when they say, "Well, that is just a semantic argument." I'm like, "Yeah, but this is pure semantics at this point, right? I'm not gonna give you the language to weaponize it against me. In this case, you have to make a case for semantically to use a word like this, and I don't
The
think you
truth
have it."
is, all debate is semantics. All communication and effective communication is semantics.
It is also, for example, I was ready. I was ready for him to not accept my definitions, in the debate that I had, and
Mhm.
one of my defeaters for him to be like, "No, I don't want to accept your definitions," was, "I am the affirmative, so you have to defeat my case under my pretext."
Right?
Because the formal argument, and if you want me to clarify so that you can understand the concept, I
Are
can
you
do it. But we're not gonna
you're,
go into that.
are you talking about the debate with Teriak?
Yeah, with Terry Yang.
So I had a little bit of a run-in with Turiak at the beginning of this VK, where he tried to pull the same thing. I was trying to do an internal critique on a statement or a claim that he had just made, that the argument was about evil, and then he, when he started talking about it, he changed evil to good in the statement. And I said, evil and good are not analogous. You can't change bad and evil to mean the same thing, because something can be bad and not evil, and something can be evil and bad. So by changing this statement to bad, you have degraded the meaning of the original claim. So where's the line between evil and bad, if there is one? Or where is the line that makes something bad in general? And then he started asking me, where's my line for bad? And I was like, no, this is an internal critique. You just made a claim that good people deserve, or we do good for good people and we do bad to bad people, or bad people do bad things and good people do good things. I'm asking you, within that paradigm, where's the line of something that is bad by your metrics? And then he kept asking me what my line was. And I was like, no, I'm asking you, you made the claim. And he kept trying to shift it. And I'm like, he did it multiple times in a row. And I'm like, dude, this is how you argue. And I've realized it now. You conflate meanings, or you conflate words that are seemingly analogous but are not. And then you weave an argument based on the new word usage or a similar word usage, and try to yank somebody out of the original argument by doing that. And I caught it pretty quick, and I was like, that's not how this works.
Yeah, this is yeah, that's true. He well, as I said, that's why I made a specific argument. Like that's why I made the argument like I made it. I made a formal argument. I made it like really tailored it
Thank you,
very
Vic.
carefully, and then I went through every premise, and then I tried to put the conclusion. Vic, get your ass up here, okay?
He should be up here. I don't know. I don't know what's going
It's
on.
probably with wife and kids. It's probably in bed and it's like having fun. But yeah, you know what? Get your ass up here. If he gets EOD, Abe will take over as dungeon master. Oh, ooh.
I've been
What
a
do you have to
dungeon
say
master
about
before. that's a lot of work. A lot of work on something that would be fun, but is not like something that I'm like charging headlong towards. I have bigger plans than D&D DMing. That's not to say that I
D&D,
wouldn't do it sometimes, but like not doing it all the
yeah,
time.
D&D and DMing is extremely fun, and it's one of the coolest things you can do. But it is also like very time consuming, and it's very hard to sell to people.
It can be a blast, but it's
Oh,
like getting people to be there on time, getting people to show up on schedule, to peruse people's character sheets and make sure nothing janky's going on, like all kinds of stuff. Like I said, like Amagad just said too, it's super rewarding and it's fun, but it's a lot. It's a lot of time and focus, and it's like,
yeah, but it's like it's very hard to sell it. Like it's really really hard to go ahead have a schedule and have like a D&D following and have like there's also like a lot of leftism in the space. It's very very hard.
That's same with everything though. Like Magic the Gathering has trended that way. Video games have trended that way. MMORPGs in the video game genre have trended that way. D&D has trended that way. Like everything that is a nerd space has trended leftward. It's kind of like any kind of popular culture. My wife and I were having this same discussion the other day, and it's like the art spaces constantly get taken over by the leftist paradigm. Like music gets taken over by it, Hollywood gets taken over by it. All forms of art slowly have it creep in, and it has to do with like the art mentality is like the like I do art, and there's a weird, I don't even know how to put it. There's a weird thing there where creative people have a different paradigm of compassion and fun and outlook, I guess, something like that. I don't even know how to verbalize it, but it's there. And then what happens is the left slowly seeps in and takes over chunks of it on purpose, and then corrupts it from the inside out. So you see a degradation of the art, you see a degradation of video gaming, you see a degradation of all the things that are supposed to be um, what would you call it? Eudaimonia, right? That which is beautiful, that which is good, and so we've lost a lot of our spaces because of that acceptance of other entering into it. It doesn't mean we should
Well,
otherize everything, but
there's also there's also an there was also an economic lie that if you can make it for everybody. For example, this is very very reminiscent of 20 late 2010s, 2010, 2019, even 2020, when they were like trying to make every single franchise and every single thing for everybody. And the more that it's like, I think I saw, it's not, it's sort of a cat adjacent guy, War, um, Arch Warhammers. I think that's the name of the guy. Um, I don't know if you ever saw him. He was an
I don't think
adjacent
so.
guy from Sargon's community. And there was a moment when he was like canceled from Warhammer. Like he cannot go into certain spaces. He was called out in one of the videos from Creative Assembly when they're like, "Ah, yeah, but fuck this guy," and it was him. And it was like, "Yeah, this is for everybody, but for me, right? This is for everybody, but for the guy that disagrees with whatever they want to say." Or and that would mean like it's for everybody except for the fans, for the guys
Yep,
that were actually invested in it, and they were like, no, we want the actual lore to keep being what it used to be, and
that
not
seems to be the way of all these spaces, right?
yeah.
Corrupt and then push all the originals out.
And what it causes is what it causes is we have all of these people, and I think this goes back to the university of the problem. This is why I
Hmm.
would take funding out of university as soon as possible. If I really want to fix the system, like if you really want to fix the American system or any of the systems that you see, you have to get rid of any of the student loans. You have to get rid of free university. You just have to.
You know,
And it's by design because you have all of these liberal teachers and all these people are getting the supposed credentials in order to do a job they're not qualified for, and they all just brainwash into believing retarded stuff, and then you have it all come down into the mainstream. And since they are the ones in power because they're the ones hired into positions of power over the franchises and things, yeah,
yeah.
we just keep seeing rot and rot.
Do you remember when I talked about like the idea of toxic compassion, and how normal everyday compassion is one thing, or the compassion of a mother to her children is a normal thing, but when you have a toxic level of compassion, you're willing to harm in order to help others, or do damage for something that's not even needed for compassion to be displayed in order to basically push your will. I would call it more of that, right? You're like pushing your will through compassion somehow. I just had another thought when we were just communicating this. It's like when we think of all of the uptrend in immigration all over the world, like all over Europe, all over here as well, there's a certain level of pushing people out and filling in the spaces and changing things. I think that the same is happening in spaces that we would enjoy, and I would call that an almost like a form of cultural immigration, like people moving into your spaces and pushing you out of your own space in that cultural center.
I don't think it's that. I think what we're seeing more than an immigration. 'Cause immigration, what it means is you have a culture and it's getting into another people's place of origin, and they're changing the culture because of
Right.
the amount of people are getting there. But in these cases, natives are being indoctrinated and then put into positions of power, and then they're getting corruption into the
Right.
arts and into the way of thinking so it's not an invasion per se, but I would
It
see it as
is.
a as corruption, as pure corruption, right? This invasion
It's
would mean that they're foreign. That's what I would
no,
say.
no, no. That's not actually true. It's more like it's like invasion through subversion. That's what it is. It's like a like a reconnaissance style invasion, right? Where you send forerunners, you lay the groundwork, you undercut all the things that you need to get the people into place that need the power in the positions in order to sculpt policy to allow more to come. And then by the time that that's all set into place, you can just make it all happen all at once because you've already laid all the groundwork. It's like a clever modern version of invasion instead of crowds and crowds and crowds of people pushing to get in. Instead, you just send forerunners to lay the groundwork, degrade the
Hmm.
system just enough for it to work, and then people can come. It's like
Okay,
having
yeah.
people come in who are inside the gate slowly but surely whittle down the walls so that there's holes in it, and then get a position on the guard, and then start allowing people in those holes because you now have the guard and you've already whittled away the wall.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I still think there's a difference, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what exactly the difference is. I still, yeah, anyway, the solution is to take away all the money from those places. Like that's the solution. To take away the money, and it's gonna take like 5 years, but in 5 years you're gonna see the disappearance of a lot of stuff in the universities that shouldn't be there anyway. And then you have you also get rid of people that shouldn't be in university that are in university. So it's it has to be like that.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
I don't mean that nobody should go to college or have a degree or anything like that. It's just about you have to be able to understand what the degree is for, what are you going to be
Right.
doing with it, and
I think
you need
specialized
to.
fields of knowledge, right? If you have a surgeon, you want them to be educated.
Hmm.
But you don't need like a master's in basket weaving or whatever it is that they are that I mean they've created a sector of the financial markets and the overall economy of the United States that's 100% based in uh in debt. And that college debt sector is a massive portion of the burden that's settled on our national debt. I'm pretty sure it's a huge chunk,
Well, it's also a
and it's
big
ever
chunk.
increasing.
It's also a big chunk of money that's going to, at the end of the day, what they're using it is to fund professors and like shit that is completely and absolutely useless, and we
Right,
don't want it.
right, right. Well, and we've seen,
You don't want it to be an option for people to pick it, even like
right,
right. It's like
absolutely.
imagine you have to pay yourself, I don't know, $100,000 for a course in feminism. Like at that point, let me tell you something. There's not gonna be that many people paying $100,000 for a course on feminism.
Yeah, yeah. It's not good. It's not good for. Yeah, you're not. I think you're right. I think anything that is a cultural degrader should not be a warranted field of study, right? Why would you have master's programs for things that we know by looking at hard numbers have degraded the entirety of the system over time?
Yeah, yeah, I
You
can
wouldn't
agree
do
with
it.
that.
You wouldn't do it in any other thing, right? If you own a business and you are a factory that makes widgets and you make this one specific widget and it degrades all the machines in your factory and starts to destroy your business, you don't keep producing that thing that's destroying it. You stop. You stop immediately. And you discontinue the creation of that thing.
Yeah, well, that's the point. That's the problem. It's just it's just the problem.
Yeah, true. Oh, did you? Oh my god. Yeah, I think I had the right argumentation on that last one, but it is what it is. Um, I'm kind of excited for my upcoming one for sure. Like I said, it's a weird one in the minds of people. It's a weird one overall as well because constitutionally it's an overstep. But to be fair, we overstep our constitution in different ways already, often, or at the very least, we allow states to do so. And if that's the case, that type of subversion will continue. So yeah,
That's gonna be good. And it's gonna be fun. And I want to see you in a long form debate. All I heard was Emmett is the problem. I am always the problem, Mr. Bill. But I will say this. I love you, Abe.
trick, trick or treat. I get it. You love me. What the
I
hell,
love you.
Emmett? What the hell, Emmett?
is even that?
What the hell is even that? What do we do
is even that?
about California?
Oh,
Well,
California's done.
oh,
You know,
thank you so much. Oh my god.
there are some places that need glass to be made, and there is a lot of sand in LA. So I'll leave it there to make your conclusions. That is my that's my
No,
idea.
no, I think California was taken through cultural subversion, and I think it was taken over the course of the last 40, maybe 50 years. I think that there was liberal leanings there prior to that, but I think that most of it has happened within one lifetime. And because of that, I would have to say that it's a gradual seeping in of people with the power to make the choices, right? Um,
Hmm.
you have Hollywood, which is a cultural center for the United States, which has actually lost most of its power over the course of the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. And you have the other footholds you have there is like the a mass majority of the prawn industry started there. Um, so I would say if you can clip the wings of the industries that are holding up places like California, and you start seeding back in better values in whichever way you can turn the tide over time. I think it was Reagan who said it only takes one generation to change the nation's vote one way or the other. And I agree with him. He was saying it in regards to we could lose our country to the liberal leaning agenda in one generation if we weren't careful. But I think that it works the other way in return. And if we can push the right values and the right stances in the right places, we can shift it back in one generation as well. I think we've seen a complete degradation of the culture and the values of general society, at the very least in large cities, if not nationwide. So our best course of action is, like Andrew has said, massive propaganda campaigns. I'm not even saying manipulative propaganda campaigns, just straight in your face propaganda campaigns. Like, it is better to be a family. It is better to get married. It is better to have children. It is better to buy a home. It is better to save. It is like all the things. It is better to go to church. It is like, and show this in general public often. Like all our television shows, all our movie production. Like I said, Hollywood has already fallen. We need a new Hollywood. That new Hollywood needs to not be a leftist driven paradigm. It needs to be a conservative driven, family based, good morals, good values, all of those things. If we can push for these changes to happen post haste, we could see the shifting of the culture. I think it's going to be a massive endeavor, and I think it would take basically everybody who is on the conservative or Christian side pushing for it all at once on a continual basis for it to work. But if we do this and we stand unified in that mission, we can make it happen. Otherwise, California's lost. Without those kinds of steps, I think that it will just continue to trend the way that it is. However, we did see during the lockdowns, during all of the craziness that happened, you saw a mass exodus from states like New York and California to more red states. And I will say, I don't know 100%, but you do see some of the policies changing more blue in those places. However, you also see some of that population turning more red because they've now seen places they hadn't seen before and realized where they were living was a weird pocket of reality where it's not like everywhere else. And maybe I was wrong about things. And so, I don't know. I don't know. That's my take, anyway.
Yeah, if you really wanna make a change, I think it's gonna be bold.
Okay, it's possible that it could take more than one generation, Smoking Spaceman, but even if it took 2 or 3, right? keeping it in the union and fixing the system is preferable to all-out collapse. And even if we did cut off the state and say it fell to Mexico or some other nation, we're only harming ourselves in the long run. We would literally be better off. We would be better off, like almost annex style, holding California and renewing it in some way than we would letting it fall to someone else. And so I don't know what steps. See, here's the thing. I'm just a random dude with some experience and some education and a family, making guesses whilst not living there and knowing all the policies that exist there. But those are the guesses and the thought processes that I would have when I actually start delving into what has to happen if we want to keep things functioning and renewing and being fixed. I know that Smoking Spaceman, you've told me before that we're too far gone. I don't think that that's the case, but I don't think we're far from it. And so if we intend to fix anything, it's going to be a full court press of like everyone who has similar beliefs to make the changes we want to see. Short of that, I don't know what we have the sway right this moment. We have the forward momentum. We have the ear of the people for the most part. We ought not lose that in lieu of what will happen. It's the, because like right now, I don't think we could, as the America we are today, handle one or two more full-blown leftist presidencies without seeing things fall beyond a point where we can't just claw with hard work and determination back what we should be. Sorry, I got so into that, Amagod. Was there more to the game idea that you were saying with the super chats that I greatly appreciate from you? Yeah, Northern California is more conservative than Southern California, but I still wouldn't call it full blown like conservative, right? Like I live in Montana, and I know people that have moved to Montana from California, and most of those are from Northern California, and they are conservative to a point. The problem is, even the ones that live in Northern California tend to watch leftist media, and they kind of still are anti-Republican, but also anti-left at the same time. Like they hate the leftist politicians, but they have a distaste towards Republicans, and it's mostly because of the culture of the state. What gets pushed more often than not, I think. I have no idea who won BK. I got taken out against King Blackout on is the concept of a necessary evil a moral hypocrisy. I said it was because I don't believe that. I don't think a necessary evil is a justification for action. I think if we ought do good, then it is a moral hypocrisy to utilize the excuse of a necessary evil for choice making. Yeah. So that's my stance. Never lucky. I also get that. And there's a certain level, like with what you're saying, there's a certain level of We in the US talk about people from other countries, Somalia, wherever, right? And they are fleeing their country because of the messed up stuff in their country or seeking asylum elsewhere. And a lot of the time it's like military age men. And we're like, well, what the hell are they doing running from their country to come help ours? Why don't they stand up and fight for their own country and make it the place that they want to be in rather than run to somebody else's country and, uh, and then slowly degrade the country that they're running into. One, I think that that's obviously not the case. I think partially they're trying to take those places for themselves, but I also think there's a certain stance when it comes to the state you live in and trying to make it better or change it back or change it into something better by staying there. I hear a lot of people say, well, move out of there, go somewhere else, move to a different country. And it's like, yeah, I get that. But at the same time, that's also a loss of that place, right? If we say to conservatives who live in California, flee, leave there, go to a conservative state, it's better somewhere else. Well, then that doesn't ever fix the problem there. You're just left allowing the left to have full control with no opposition from the conservative side, and so you just lose the whole state rather than fighting to keep what we want and promote the values that we want. So I don't know where the line is that you would say, yeah, you should just leave there or you need to stay there and push for the change that you want, but I think that line exists, and I think every person who's in the position you're in, Lucky, should ask themselves those questions. Where's the line? Is it worth staying to try to change it, or is it better to leave because it's an impossibility or improbability to a point where it's not worth the fight? Sorry, I am a rambling fool tonight, I guess.
That's fine. I'm just here for entertainment.
You're just here for support.
Yeah, I'm just here for support.
It was a really close vote, Kat. I think it was one vote difference, and King Blackout took that one. I still think I was right. But that's the nature of debate, isn't it? We always think we're the one who won and we're the one who's right. Unless we do really poorly and we kind of know we got beat. Or we do really, really good and then we lose somehow anyway, and then we're like,
Well,
okay, sure.
I've got beaten. I've been beaten by the dumbest possible things ever.
Well,
I
that's
don't feel bad.
that's partially
I've
the
been
whole
beaten.
something was funny, right? Somebody
I've
was
been
funnier than
beaten
you.
by. Well, no. I've been beaten by a false understanding of a definition. I gave a proper definition of what the word means, and the person is like, nah. One of the judges is like, nah. It's like,
Yep.
okay. And then the other one that I lost that was dumb was against Kieran, and Kieran, all that Kieran did was
gay.
incredulity. Like he was just yeah, he was just incredulous. He's like, and how would that work? I don't think so. I'm not convinced. I don't believe it. God.
It's like that's not a logical argument, Karen. That's just how you feel. My preferences. Don't preach against my preferences if it's all you're going to use.
Cat is like, I'm always right, but I understand the sentiment.
Really, Cat? Would you like to argue about that?
You lost the debate against me with the bird. You had to come up with an imaginary cage. Just saying.
Imaginary cages? Cat, come on now. Thought you were better than that. Imaginary cages. What kind of weirdness are you into? Imaginary bird cages. What the hell? Stop coping.
I'm not coping, you're coping.
So, Emmett, earlier I was explaining to the chat that my plan is to actually do the full-time thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've expressed to you some of the stuff that happens that keeps me from being on. Now, barring those things, I intend to try to do at least 3 days a week, and hopefully 2 streams a day on those 3 days a week, at least. And then on the other days of the week, still have days where I could jump in and do spur of the moment shows or other random things like the game nights and stuff like that.
You're not gonna
Um,
like my answer to this, Abe.
you're gonna tell me
But
I'm full of it and I won't do it, and
no,
oh,
don't do 3 days a week, 2 days two shows a day. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna do the do, you have to go 5. Okay, you gotta do
5 days a week.
5 days a week, or you're gonna do 3 days a week, 2, and then 2 days because you're gonna when you okay, you're gonna keep doing either PK or grids on Friday, so that's one day,
That sucks.
and
Oh my
then
god. Sorry, dude. Okay.
and then and then you have so that's one day, and then you have you have 4 days, and those 4 days you have to be able to figure out a schedule that works. So just if you're gonna go full time, go full time. Don't go weird schedule. Just go full time and take it as it goes.
What, 5 nights a week?
Yeah.
And then here and there a day show?
You can do here and there a day show. You can do instead of doing like a big panel or anything, you have a D&D day as well. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Instead of going full day panel, you can do a rundown of news,
Hmm.
or you can do like you could take the idea that made Stargon actually once a week you do this week in stupid, for example, which was what
Hmm.
Sargon actually put him into the show. But
Right.
if you're gonna go full time, don't go 3 days, go 5 days, and then you can sprinkle things on top of that if you want.
Why would I be stressed out, Saint? I, I'm not stressed out. I'm not sure if I'm
3
giving
days
off
is
those
gonna
vibes or
3 days is gonna stress you way more especially if you're doing 2 shows, that if you do 5 1 and then get a sprinkle, because the amount of work that you will need to do for those 3 days, it's gonna be way more than if you do the 5 days.
that's fair. That's actually legitimately fair.
And the 2 days that you're not gonna be doing this, that you're gonna be doing other shit, you're gonna think, those days are I'm gonna be using them to work on this stuff. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No, he's not saying
Not.
do 3. He's telling me to do 5 days a week rather than 3 days a week, 2 shows a day. So he's saying don't do 2 days, 2 shows a day, 3 days a week. Do 5 nights a week and do 1 show on each day. Which
Yeah.
he's not wrong about the level of work that doing 2 shows a day. It changes the dynamic a lot to try and set up and do one early show,
if
one
you're
late show.
making something if you're making something like a special in those days, it's gonna blow you. Your days off are not gonna be days off, and the things that you think you're gonna be doing in those days off are just gonna be are either gonna be worse than if you just bite the bullet and they're like, I'm gonna stream 4 hours, I'm gonna work 4 hours
Mhm.
each day, and it's like a day job, and I'm gonna be doing that instead of you know
Right.
because the other one is, just imagine the time you're gonna be spending for 2 shows a day, 3 days a week on those days. Is at least you're gonna be doing like at least 8 hours. But that doesn't include all the work in the back that you're gonna be needing for those
That's true.
3 days. And you can do
That's fair.
fine, but I'm just saying that I don't think that's a good idea.
It's a good thought to mull over though. Think it through. However, either way, I'm going to be producing a lot more content a lot more often very soon. I can't like lay down an exact date that everything's going to go into motion, but I'm working on it. So I'm trying to do it right now. Like I'm trying to already step it up, but I got a bunch of stuff coming up this month and next month that's like a lot. We'll just say that. It's just a lot. but I'm going to still try to navigate doing the streaming and juggling those other things. So, I'm going to make the effort at the very least on a daily basis to be around and creating content. So, and keep an eye out because there should be some really awesome stuff coming from this channel. We're going to be stepping up and stepping out into more and more things. Like I said, I have that long form debate with EOD, but that's small compared to some of the things that I have planned for the future. Good
We need to
things.
plan for the next Date Wars as well.
I agree. I agree.
I
In
don't even
fact,
know
we
who
could
the
start reaching out to people right now, ahead of time so that we have it all squared away before we get to that.
well, I don't even know who. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who to bring.
I have a few ideas. We'll see how it goes, but I'll start trying to reach out to people. Um, yeah, I have a few. Although the infighting or the
I
warring
don't care
that's
about the.
currently going on has made it a little bit wonky for sure.
I
And
think the
everybody's
biggest problem is gonna be finding ladies that are willing to come up.
maybe that's possible. Yes, oh my god, I would like to keep doing game nights. I want to try to schedule them a way that more people can take part because I realize when we're doing them like Thursday night late, a lot of people have a struggle trying to be there for that. But if I could set it for like a Saturday evening, not quite as late, or same time, but on a weekend, there's a possibility more people could take part. And so I'll communicate with Kat and Emmett and others and see if we can't try to set it up on a night that's more conducive to a larger portion of the audience's availability so that we can
I
have more people
don't,
playing.
Mr. Bill. There's no way I have any kind of communication with that person. I think this is gonna be bad. Should I contact Marilyn?
Marilyn would be fine to be on. If Marilyn wants to be there. I don't want to like look, we did good with like look, Desiree got a lot of heat when she was on and she got kind of especially in the after panel got kind of lambasted, but during the debate or the conversation portion it went fine. I don't see why it would be any different with Maryland. It's almost the same ideology, the same ideas behind it, so I don't see
I
why
mean, I
there
can
would be
take the
any issue there.
moderation. I can take the moderation, and you can interact instead of me being
It's up to
there.
you. However you want to do it,
Yeah,
I'm fine with either one.
I think we can do 1-1. I will invite Marilyn. I just more moderate because I don't I don't want to have I don't want to have another fight with with Marilyn. Um,
That's fair.
but yeah, I'll reach out. Um,
How, Mr. Bill, how do we know Defnot is a female?
um,
I've heard a voice, but I've only ever seen a mask, so I don't know. Can't tell you.
Como, it's not about. It's not. I'm not saying that that Desiree is better than Marilyn. I'm saying that the way that I have engaged with Marilyn and Desiree are completely different. One, I've never talked to Desiree before, and I don't think I'll talk to her again, except if she comes back one
Welcome
time
in.
and we have another conversation, right? But uh, but yeah, Desiree is a little bit cuckoo. I'll ask.
Well, look, when an idea presents itself that you're ideologically or however you want to say it opposed to, um, it makes sense that you're going to take a harder stance against that. So there's a certain level of tact that's best to utilize when on panels, for sure. At least in my opinion, right?
Mm.
No one has to take my way of doing things, but I think there's a certain way to navigate things, and the further you deviate from it, the more hellacious and crazy it gets. And what happens is you end up alienating sections of people from access. Like you make them unaccessible again to even have a conversation or try to understand the worldview. And so, as much as yes, sometimes that's completely fine and that should happen, there are times when I think it's ill advised. And so, to each their own, but I try to navigate a very specific way. So, and I won't condemn somebody who's like hard on so and so because of this stance that's wacky as hell and not good for anybody, including themselves. I don't. That's fine. It's just not necessarily how I will always function. So.
Yeah, it's different. Like I'm not the way that I interact with people is kind of funky because I have a different way of looking. Just a second.
I mean, there's a time to be mean. Like, there's not like.
No, but I've noticed that I'm not even trying to be mean, and sometimes people take my words and they're like, "Oh, this is the worst thing people have ever told me in my life,"
Right.
and it's partially because I'm going to their core of their beliefs, and partially because I don't know, I'm mean. So I'm not even that mean, but they get really mad at me. Like, okay,
I could tell you why, but.
I mean, sure, it's fine.
Well, there's levels. Like I said, use tact. There's certain levels of. You could look at it like escalation of force, right? You could look at it in the same way that you would look at how you handle a physical altercation with another human being. So somebody's using fists, you use a baton. That's the first step of escalation. And to me, it seems like sometimes your escalation is instead of going to the baton, you go straight to a bazooka. And they're like, what the shit is happening? And then that like ends the whole thing. And it's like, oh, you didn't like make it gradient. You didn't step into ever increasing. Instead, you just went straight to the harsh. And I I kind of get why you do it, but at the same time, it's like if the person isn't capable of handling that because they've never been in that kind of conversation, it's an off switch to their brain. Like everything's like, oh, I'm done. I'm done with this conversation. I can't handle this. I'm done. Because everything in them just shuts down. It's like, fuck that guy. That guy's a piece of shit. Fuck him. I'm not even gonna have anything to do with him.
Okay.
And so,
Emmett becomes very unapproachable very quickly.
mhm.
That's scope, Emmett. You're an ass and you know it. You come off closed minded, only try to convince the other way is the only right way. Yeah, I mean, convince me, right?
Well, if that's his belief, and he believes that if you had a better way, you would try to convince him, then that's how he does it. I mean,
It's like, oh
not
my god, you're close minded and you're an ass. Fine, I agree with that, but do you have an argument? That's just meta.
Lindsay. Would you say you're closed-minded about like consuming poison, like cyanide, for instance, or something? Do you think you'd be closed-minded to that?
Fine with that.
Okay, so if we look at Emmett's moral framework, we look at his belief system, he looks at how he functions as a person and all the things that he stands on fundamentally, you'll find that the reason he escalates the way he does is he isn't close-minded to everything. He's close-minded to that which he sees as poisonous to culture, people's lives, and the future. And if that thing is in fact poison, you ought to be close-minded to that thing. Now, you could say you believe differently and you think what he believes is hokey and stupid, but regardless of whether or not you agree with what he believes, if he believes he is standing against what he perceives is poisonous to all of culture and the people who are talking about it, then it would make a lot of sense why he takes the jump and the vitriol that he may exhibit because of those things. And so this is part of what I've done here, is I think I'm rather good at seeing other people's frameworks or where their stances lie and understanding where the disconnects between the people are. Generally, I allow people to talk whatever their framework is without like stomping them for it because I want to understand. But I do push back against people when I think that it's too much, or it is, or to me it becomes a point of contention. I think we all are a little bit different, and our brains all work a little different. I'm sure you know this, and because of that, the way that Emmett functions is he's going to stand against what he sees as wrong, no matter what. Period. And I agree with that stance, but I stand against it in a different way than he does. He goes straight to the throw the poison away, cut out the cancer, be done with the bad, be done with the evil or the wrong.
It also has to do with my part of my idea is it has to do as well with a little bit of showmanship, right?
Yes.
You want I want you to get the how dare you? I want it. And then you can come at me sometimes, and sometimes I just want to have a shout match, and it's fine. And sometimes I
But
want you to think about it in a better way, right?
I
It
can
depends on
agree
how I
with
feel about you too.
right, and I can agree with this what you're saying. The one thing I would say about that is if you intend to sway people of chat or populations or crowds to your way of thinking, you have to first understand how to do that thing. And if you go straight to the thrash mode of them being indignant to your statements, you've probably also turned off a huge portion of the crowd before you ever got them to see your side. And that's where I tread differently than you do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And again, I don't judge you for the way that you do your business because I can see where you're coming from and I see why you're taking the stances you do, and I even see why you go for that factor because generally speaking, you there's an after effect with it. The first effect is that the brain shutting down, the indignance, the anger, and then there's the later effect of shit, I was wrong. But they don't even realize that at first, generally, probably. They're probably too angry to see that they're even wrong.
Yeah, I get most of the time they just get really mad.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yep. Well, that's because their ego's at play, right?
Yeah, yeah. Your ego said.
So, your first instinct when your ego's stances are in danger is indignance or anger.
With a utility belt? What is...
Generally, not always. I mean, it depends on the person and how well they've honed that, right? Because you can take ego hits and keep calm presence, even though you've taken that hit.
There is a thing that I don't care if you attack me personally 90% of the time. I do have triggers sometimes, but 90% of the time I don't care. You wanna I shouldn't say this. You wanna
I'm the same
trigger
way.
me, call me a fascist. That will make me think you're retarded. That will make me ask you, like, have you been diagnosed with retardation?
Yeah, that happened. That actually happened. It was kind of funny though. It was pretty funny. So,
I thought he was gonna be against me the next day, like he was gonna go right at me. It was pretty nice, and I was like, ah, okay.
it's funny. Well, there
Thanks, Emmett. Yeah, I can
that
see that.
actually that makes a full loop back to where we started this conversation actually. The fact that there's been a degradation of the meanings of words, how they're used, people's understanding of concepts and logical entailments, and because all of those degradations have happened, people are less capable of understanding like fundamental logical arguments and uh, the entailments and even to the point of like prompts. I've seen plenty of times where people don't understand what the logical entailment of the words used in this prompt mean and where it goes from here. And then the argument goes off the rails immediately because some perceived meaning that isn't in the prompt is what they're picking up from the prompt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like you're arguing something off over in the weeds because you think that's what the prompt's about and it has nothing to do with that. And it's because of some level of societal degradation in understanding.
Yep.
And we don't even teach logic. That's another thing. Like no public school is teaching children the laws of logic and how logical entailments work or how to break things down in a manner that allows you to find the core of the truth of the matter. Like none of that's trained unless you take some kind of debate class or debate club or something like that.
I
Thank
don't
you. I'm
even
a
think
god.
that
Have a good night at work, dude.
this is gonna sound horrible, but I don't even think that you can actually find like a full on a good on full course of logic, like actual logic outside of university or YouTube. And that is pretty sad to be fair. It's
That's
like where do
probably
you
probably true. You're probably absolutely right. Actually, when I think back through things, it would be university or it would be some kind of applied course where it's YouTube or you've bought a course that's specifically tailored for that.
yeah.
A top hat tattoo, really? It's
Ape
not a
don't
bad
have tattoo
idea.
on. What is your tattoo in your arm? I haven't seen it ever. I asked the same question to Grumpo, and Grumpo was like, "Don't think about it." You know how he is. So. Oh, it's the mountains of the mountain. Yeah,
And then there's a raven above that, like a big raven with a red sun behind him. And the other arm has the Eagle Globe and Anchor on it. But
yeah.
the right arm is most of a sleeve. I was gonna get one more piece on the inner arm, upper inner arm. But yeah, meh. Who knows?
No more tattoos, eh? Not allowed. Oh no, I'm back. It's
Are
big
you,
phase two of Emmett.
oh my gosh, that's freaky. I would not do that. I don't have other people on me.
Oh
Like,
man.
not at all.
I just read it and I thought it was funny.
It's a funny statement. It's a freaking hilarious statement, but
kind of dumb, but funny.
I mean, a lot of dumb things are kind of funny, to be fair, right?
I think I need to be back. I think my dog wants to go outside.
You
I'll
mean
be
you
back in
need
a
to
second.
go?
No. I'll just mute and I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Okay. That reminded me of what some other Hispanic people I know say. They're like, instead of saying be right back, they'll say I'm back. And the first thought is like, oh, welcome back. And they're not back. They have to go do something, but they're saying I'm back. And it's like, I'm so confused why you would say I'm back when you mean I'll be right back or I have to go. Like, how are you back if you're not back? Like, I don't. A weird disconnect right there. I don't understand. What's up, Wobbly? What's the so about? So suck my toes? What you think, Wobbly? Do you have something to say? Something to add to what we've said, what we've talked about? Have you been well, Wobbly? I haven't talked to you in a while. It hurts to think about everything or just what we've talked about. Hmm, maybe. Lion, why don't you come up? Wait, are you streaming right now? Elder Lion. Hmm. Oh, okay. You used all your brain cells for the day. Okay, I see. Oh, looks like they're still going, huh? Really? You think that's what they mean, Cat? I'm back. It's just a popular culture thing? Fatigue. Oh, I see. So you're just getting into function mode. You're trying to become serviceable. Oh, don't really. What's the X about, Cat? What does that even mean? What does that X even mean? Does anybody even know? Hmm? Hmm. So, I'm trying to see what is going on out in the wild web. I know there's been some good back and forths recently that I've commented on that were like, whoa, that's a stupid take. Hello, don't meme yourself. Oh. That's thanks. Thanks. It's my Lincoln beard. Let's see. What does chat think about I don't even know how to ask that question. The debate sphere and the panels sphere and all of the different groupings that are intermeshed in our space currently. Like, it doesn't seem to me that there's any grand level of unity between like panel channels. Like, there's a little bit of connection or interconnectivity, and the same is true for most of the debate stuff, but there's still division between like everything all over the place, right? Like, there's like interpersonal fights between people in each and every sphere in different directions and weirdness all over. And to me, it seems like most of us watch, at the very least, some bits and pieces all around that same grouping, right? Like, there's some panel shows, there's some debate shows, there's some. The question then becomes, is it the creators of those spaces that the chat enjoys and that's why they're there? Or is it the theme of the shows that they are there to see? Like, are they there to see the people specifically running the shows, or are they there for the people on the panels, or are they there for the debates themselves, or the people taking part in the debates? Like, I'm curious about those things. What draws people to those different groupings, and then also the specific channels? Sure, Mr. Bell. There's the drama shows. There's the just open panel BS talk shows. There's the debate and fight shows. There's like all kinds. But what is the greatest factor of what drives you all, for instance, to watch the different channels that you go to? Is it the, like Mr. or Smoking Spaceman says here, fanboys and shared ideology? So the question is that the better part of the chat? Does the better part of the chat feel that they're fans of the creators and or the ideologies of the creators, or is it something about the content being generated there that drives you to be there? The passage of time hurt less. There's something to that, right? And there's the level of entertainment or escapism, I'm sure, for some people. But what is chat's outlook, I guess? Vulnerability? How's it going, Light of Tabor? Good to see you. Humor's a good one. Sarcastic Saint. I like the shows where maybe there's a little contention here and there, but a lot of the time we're just laughing because something funny, or there's like comedic moments, goofing off, even if it's random sparse pieces in between that we end up cracking up because there's just good interpersonal play between the group. That definitely makes it fun. Brave new thoughts. Yep, the TikTok invasions are are classic because you get a good laugh out of some of the funny things Andrew says, or the stupid things they say, or, different pieces and parts, or when multiple people go, that's funny too. I agree with that, Elder. That's like a big one for me. Like, I've said this before, and I'll stand by it. I don't like lies, straight out lies. They are, to me, as bad as any, like, physical offense. Like, if you struck me, I would be more angry about the lie than being hit. I agree with that also. Oh my God, that would. There's plenty of people in our sphere that I would enjoy going out and just like having a beer and bullshitting with. We play some pool or do some activity or something. That would be a lot of fun. And there's quite a few people in our grouping that like values, like-minded, could have good conversations. You like unpredictableness, Doom? Personality clashes are definitely interesting. And I think that actually there's a level of people watching, right, that happens in the panel space and the debate space where we're just like, wow, I've never seen anybody think that way or act that way or something like that. And that makes it interesting as well. What's up, Emmett?
What up?
You
I'm
tried
just
to
listening
sneak in
to
back
you.
in. I heard you. I heard you sneaking back in.
I'm a sneaky Mexican.
Are you? Repeat after me. Do not underestimate the sneakiness, sir.
Do not underestimate the sneakiness there.
You got it. Bingo. Good job. You got the job.
I would like meet maybe 5 of you. Don't make me regret it.
Oh my gosh.
We need a list of the top 5 you will meet, Cat. And it cannot be Greenbird, okay? Greenbird cannot be in the list.
Oh, I thought that was going to be number 1 on her list was Greenbird. I guarantee it.
I was sure it's going to be Greenbird first.
It would be.
Emmett spell enough, I let it slide.
Fair. That's fair.
I was talking to my brother today, and he was like, "What are you gonna do? What are you gonna be doing today?" He's like, "Oh, I have my disguise as you, and I'm gonna be staying home and ask for pizza, and I'm gonna be like watching TV." And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, how the mighty have fallen!" Instead
Wow.
of going out and
How the mighty have fallen. That's good.
Oh, the mighty have fallen.
That's pretty good. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. So I am guessing nobody tried to buy me back in over there, huh? Probably for the best. Although I will say this much, the prize on VK is pretty huge this week. That's kind of crazy, like $600 or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good amount.
It's a pretty big prize.
I offer, by the way, easy free pixel art. If he doesn't come to me and he tells me who is the winner, I will not do shit because I don't know. Okay.
Right? I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. If you don't communicate the thing that you want, or who, or what, that makes sense to me. Yeah. So, oi! What's the oi about?
probably
That's fair, Cat. I can understand that sentiment completely. There's yeah, I get it. Don't have to tell me twice. No idea. I don't know the difference. I know CBD is supposed to be helpful for like joint pain and stuff. I have no idea what the difference is or yeah, I don't know, man. I guess that would make sense. I've heard the same of alcohol. Enough alcohol will turn off dreams as well. I don't necessarily need back in there. As much as the money would be nice and the win feels good, I'm sure other people feel the same way. So it's all good. It's all good. I kind of decided like it is fun to jump in there. It's cool to do that. And if you win, it's enjoyable and it's nice to win the prize. But I decided that I was trying to drive my own content towards generating that same income anyway. So now I'm just doing it because it's fun, and some of the people on there I enjoy being on with, stuff like that. So plus it's like a community show, like a lot of people from our spheres are all there debating and chats involved, and it's kind of fun. So
it is fun.
yeah, but I could have just as much fun like arguing with you.
What do you want to argue about? Let's bring
I,
up a topic.
how about we argue about you not being real?
Uh,
See, you're not real. I
that
win.
is true. I am not real. Like, what is the argument there? I concede.
You
There you go. You lost the debate.
no,
you
I
know?
proved it immediately.
You
You didn't
already
say it
lost
before. You didn't say it before you disappeared. You said it after
Yeah, you
you
already
came
lost
back.
it. Okay, you already lost it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make a proof of that argument that it's obvious. Yeah. You have 3 wives, Emmett.
Wow, I didn't know.
The,
That's
the
impressive, Emmett.
accusations. Yeah, I know.
Really impressive. You have 3 wives
People
and nobody knew. It's like
had
magic.
3. I had 3 wives, and Vive told me he can get me another. Damn, Emmett.
I think Emmett has won one debate against me, but it was about sexual acts in a car on grids. Other than that, I haven't really argued publicly with Emmett very much. That's
One
that.
wife is a lot. Why would you want 3?
So that sentiment makes so much sense, Kat. I think the only time that dudes think they want more than one wife, generally speaking, is when they don't have one. They think that they would like to have a lot of wives because they don't have one and have never had one. And then they're like, yeah, man, you could have 3 different chicks you could sleep with. And it's like, yeah, that's like not the bigger part of marriage. So good luck with the rest of it.
When is your Go XLR getting to your house?
So there's a change that happened actually with that. So I ordered the Go XLR and it was going to ship, and then I never heard anything and none of the shipping information was sent to me. So I ended up contacting Sweetwater and I was like, what the heck's going on with this? And they're like, oh, it's on back order. I did try to call you, but I didn't get you. And so, yeah, they're on back order till after like late December. And I'm like, oh, well, I need something sooner than that. Is there anything comparable? And they sent me listings. So I went through the listings, and it looks like I'm gonna get like the M game uh, mic audio interface, and it's got all the same stuff, and it's nearly the same price point. And so that is shipping, and it should be here the 3rd or 4th of November.
Okay.
So
I would
so
say that
I'll
you
have
should get the Focusrite, but that's fine.
the what?
Focusrite. I sent you a link. There are. Hey, have you ever? Okay, no, it doesn't matter. You know what? It's fine.
Listen, it's gonna be okay.
Yes.
The one I got is good. It's comparable, and it's very decent quality. So it has a few more things than the Go LXR Pro has, which is decent. So I'll have some soundboard options and some voice options and all the same controls, and it comes with the software and all the various controls that you can do and programmables. So once that gets here, then it'll be like a day of figuring it all out. I'll probably contact you because you've already gone through some of that.
Well, I don't know
And
if you're gonna get access to. This is what I would have done. I would have gone to your computer and I would have installed my version of Reaper, and then I would have done the whole loopback so that everything worked directly with your microphone and in the interface and everything. But I don't know what you got, and I'll check it out once you get it. Once you get it, see what we can do.
okay, cool. I'm sure it's going to be good either way. It'll do the job.
Did Abe just called Emmett a nerd? I am a nerd.
True.
I know what Kelvin and Celsius and ranking and Fahrenheit are.
I'm sure, Doom, there is a time coming in the near future aggressive Abe will show. But, alas, it means little if I'm always aggressive, you see. If I'm always calm, cool, collected Abe, and then all of a sudden aggressive Abe comes out, it means far more.
I'd go way. What was owl? AWOL. You know
AWOL?
what that means?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means you have left without leave.
Oh, okay.
You did not get permission to leave, and you have left, and you can now be captured and jailed over it as a military person.
That makes sense.
It's a way without leave, right? You didn't
Oh.
procure leave, and so now you're in trouble for leaving without consent or without permission. I mean,
I was a Ranger Sergeant First Class before. You are a nerd, and I know, Emmett. What?
you don't know me, bitch. That would
You
be
don't know
funny.
me, bitch.
That would be very funny, Doom. You've seen me start to tiptoe the line of aggressive, though. You have, right? The time with Steelman on my channel, I got real close to that line. I was teetering on the shred everything line. And you've seen me once in back channels, I think, get close to it, but not seriously. So
I ain't never jabbed a day in my life. That sounds like pure cope. That does sound like pure cope. I don't know why I'm supposed to be in trouble, but it's fine. I've it's been worse.
I think it's that whole idea of tread softly but carry a big stick, you know? Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think there's greater impact to sternness when that sternness doesn't have to be used all that often. Although I'm seeing a greater and greater need for it recently, so, you know. You may agree. Oh wait, you already do that, so
I already do one.
act aggressive.
I can be aggressive. It depends on the debate and
I've noticed. I think we
like
all have.
think people think that I'm just like super aggressive sometimes or super passive sometimes, but they don't understand that I tailor debates. Like I tailor my behavior. I tailor the way that I'm gonna reply. I
Not
think about
always,
those kind of
right?
stuff. When I'm
If
on
it's not an
panel,
actual debate,
yeah. When I'm on panel, I don't. When I have
right?
a debate, like a debate, I do. The way that I interacted with Terry Jack is not the same way I will interact with Terry Jack on a panel.
Well, obviously,
Uh,
I've already seen that one.
like I
Chat.
can go.
I've never been aggressive on panel.
If it's a big
Well,
softy, I wasn't soft with Terry. Even if it seemed like I was not super aggressive, I wasn't soft either. You just think that every time that somebody is like aggressive has to be by screaming, which is not true.
that's also true, Wobbly. You can be whoever you want. I tend to believe I should be the same me that I am in general. Because I don't see the point in pretending to be something I'm not. Probably best that way, anyhow, because, yeah.
Dang, chat is scoping real hard today. I don't understand what's going on.
Everybody's saying they've never been aggressive.
Yeah, it's everybody's like coping real hard today.
That's impressive. None of you have been
Like-
aggressive. Right. Elder Lion, you've never been aggressive? Do you remember the bees? Do you remember the panel with the bees? Because I'm pretty sure that sounded aggressive. When you tell people to F off, you're going to put bees in their butthole. That's pretty aggressive. Just throwing it out there. True, Dave. You have been strange.
A gentle shut the fuck up.
It was a polite threat? What? What is even happening right now?
It's just, I tell you, it's the chat scoping real hard today.
He did say that. He did say that. That's true. Doom, thank you for the quote. That did happen.
I
Evidently.
will march your ass up
and down the street.
street. Elder not being aggressive to Steelman.
Just saying.
Wait, that happened to Steelman?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was
Elder-
fantastic.
You won your wrench for forever because of that quote. You deserve
Oh.
2 wrenches, but I'd only have 1.
Hold on.
Fuck. Oh man. The other day somebody was like, "Oh, we don't bring politics into this panel." And I was like, "This is not political. This is personal. It's nothing to do with politics."
Sorry. So, what are you thinking, Emmett?
About the panel verse? I don't
thought-
care.
Well, no.
I think the
That's not even a
Panelverse is-
thing.
Oh, it is a thing. What are you talking about?
It's like Antifa, it's just an idea.
Okay. Well, it's a $20,000 idea.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
If you want to pay, there's a person on the internet that if that person pays the tax, I have a feeling that tax will be paid in like 3 months, and Andrews is still gonna be like, nah, Now we're
Nah.
done.
I So generally speaking, I'm pretty
Yeah.
watchful of all the stuff going on around us, you know? And
Mhm.
I see a trend line and I'm kind of wondering when the other shoe's going to drop.
Who do you think is the other shoe? What are you talking about? You're being too vague for me.
I'm being too cryptic for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm stupid when it comes to this kind of shit.
I would like to do forging streams, Cat. I haven't been in my forge in a while, and so my shop is like congested, you could say, with a lot of things. I would need to clear it out some and figure out a way to set up cameras. Currently, I only have this laptop that I'm streaming from and my phone, and holding a phone while forging is like not going to happen because it takes both hands. If I could set up like digital cameras in there for it, I would do it. I need to get cameras, and I can't take my wife's camera because it's like her professional photography camera for like landscapes and weddings and all of that stuff. So I would have to get other cameras to do it. And then I would love to. I would forge knives or swords here and there on it. That would be awesome. Oh, do you? You need a silver arrowhead. Okay. Silver arrowheads. That doesn't even take forging, actually. You could literally do a foundry and just pour those and shape them by hand. You don't even need to forge those because silver's like so soft in comparison.
Oh, this god would be a mod if I make content again.
I've made 5160 spring steel katanas, an '01 tool steel katana. I made multiple kukris, throwing knives, hunting knives. I've made plenty of tools. That's part of when I first started doing the blacksmithing. Part of it was I wanted to do blades and stuff, but the other part was I was working on all kinds of different things, just personal stuff, and I didn't have tools that didn't seem readily available. And so I just decided to make what tools I needed, like specific pry bars or clip removers or different things. And so I started screwing around with a tiny forge I made by myself, a little propane forge. And then I stepped that up to like taking an old propane tank and turning it into the forge body, and then a 30-gallon old oil barrel. Learned how to build better and better propane torches and how to line the inside with KO wool and make a mixture that would work like cement that's still fire resistant. And then I started forging bigger and bigger stuff. But I would love to go back to doing that. It keeps you in good shape, and you can make useful things, and you can make beautiful things that you can sell, which, you know, blades, people love handmade blades. And generally speaking, if you make a good hand forged blade, it lasts longer, holds its edge longer than most store bought stuff. There's some really high grade metals out there that you get from professional shops and stuff, but or knife companies. But hand forged is a whole different ballgame. So, and like I said, it's really fun to do. Could even do like informational, like how to build a forge, how to, what to look for in your metals, that kind of stuff. But I haven't done any of that kind of stuff on this channel yet. If I did, I'd have to like create a secondary spot on this channel or something for it. But I would do it if people find it interesting. I'd have to test that theory first, do a few, and see if people like it. But I need to, again, like I said, I need to clear out the shop and set everything up and get everything working again. Yeah, it does look like Farney 1. Wow. I see. What do you think, Emmett? What are you doing? Are you working on side stuff right now?
I'm working on side stuff. Yeah,
Are you always working on side stuff, Emmett?
most of the time. Not all the time, but I am working on side stuff right now. When I'm on panel and there's like me, when I'm on my stream, it's me. I can't work on side stuff most of the time because I have to. I can't like watch other videos, right, or do anything like that. Uh, but I'm paying attention. I'm not watching anything. I'm just working on art stuff on the side.
What kind of art stuff?
Just art stuff.
Oh, I see.
It's non-disclosure. It's NDA stuff.
One sec. Sorry.
Green bird signs. There's no green bird. Can you please stop copying about that? So vague. It is vague. What do you want me to say? It's the NDA.
NDA.
Yeah, non-disclosure. He's making a tertiary. I'm not making a cage. Stop.
He's got cages. He's got secret cages in his walls, Cat. That's why you can't
They-
see them. He just
they-
opens secret panels and there's birds.
Freaking! Oh my god, the freaking cope. You could sell a sword to one of us and then make it on stream while you moderate the panelverse. I will buy a sword. I would absolutely buy a sword. But they are expensive and
Yes, they are.
I'll need to make a ton more karaoke to get a sword from Abe Dinka.
It's a lot. It's a lot. When it's hand forged sword from beginning to end, it's a lot. It's like a lot. So
I wanna do the it will kill though.
that would be fun. Forge a cage.
Screw you.
A very special cage sword.
Whoever said that, screw you.
Oh, did you? Wobbly. That's awesome. Was it a worthy offer or was it lacking? Come down here and say that.
Down where?
Down to chat. Evidently, chat's down from us.
Wait. You said come down here? You mean you live in southern Mexico, the province of you're gay?
Oh shit! That I can't tell Wobbly about like size and functionality of your servers, but you and I talked a little bit about it. That almost seems unworth it considering the amount that you generate in income from it. But then again, that also doesn't take into account the upkeep and what you have to do on a consistent basis to upkeep. So I'm not sure. You would have to tell me if you think that's worthy. Pirate sword? That would be fun. With a green bird. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. An inlaid green bird in the pommel or something. Okay. Give me just a moment. Emmett, you're going to have to entertain the masses.
Yeah.
Tell them a story about something.
So, chat, you guys need to stop coping about a freaking bird, okay? We're gonna have a proper discussion about this. It's called copium, and you need to get away from it. You have to realize that there was never a green bird. Doomerang, be careful because that means you're kind of black, and I would recommend not to I would recommend not be that. I only hear one person coping right now. That is yourself, Earth Lion. Just you have to calm yourself, and once you calm yourself, you'll be able to listen to reason. It's your mind. We all saw the green bird. You guys keep on coping. Yeah, stop the cope. Get over it. You didn't watch a green bird. You watched a toy that was green and decided that it was a bird for some reason. And you guys are still coping about it. Your author? That's nice. I have no internal monologue. Green bird, green bird. Went from 98.1 to 95 to 98.1 in less than 2 minutes. Cope is becoming cope. Cope is cope. You guys are just coping with a freaking bird. It's just a bird. And you keep on coping about it. I can't believe you're still giving the W to cat that created a cage that doesn't exist. But just because you want to see a bird that doesn't exist, you guys still gave the W. Sad. Sad. Really sad. Jappy. Damn, I wonder what it's like not to have a happy bitch internal monologue. You know the saying, cat always win? Um, prove it. Green birds exist, Emmett. You're saying they don't. They exist, just not in my house yet. Okay? You guys are 80 away from it existing in my house. Tic tac cat. You know what, cat? I don't been proving it my whole life. I don't know about that. What about let's play a game. A versus game. Um Whoever wins that game wins the debate. Because I at this point, you guys are just scoping.
What does this game entail?
I don't know. It has to be a game that we can play over the internet. You know what? I'll let's play some chess, cat. Let's
I've been
play some chess. How
thinking of
about
some.
you and I will play some chess? You know how to play chess, and you're so good at it.
I love chess.
So let's play some chess, cat.
Didn't I invite you to play chess and you never did?
Uh yeah, we can play now.
That's
We
some
can play a game.
that's some bullshit, Emmett.
I never give you my username there, right?
I know. Jerk. You can literally play chess in Discord, by the way. Or through chess.com. But, you know. Cope. Cope. Hmm.
Give me a sec.
Give you a sec. Why would I give you a sec?
I'll share the thing that didn't share before.
What, you're gonna play me a game of chess? Live?
Uh,
Online?
yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I'm in. Uh, how do do I have a code or anything?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm putting it in the back.
Okay, hold on one sec.
We can't play Among Us just the two of us. It's
No, we would need more people.
yeah, we need more people. It has to be 1v1.
And if I did that, I'd have to do it. If we're gonna do it
Two.
live, I'd have to do it through not
Oh,
through
she's never played
StreamYard.
chess. Okay, fine. Let's not do chess.
I don't. How am I even supposed to do this? I don't even usually do this on a PC.
Just log in.
Oh, how dare you, Emmett?
How about
No, thank you.
is there an actual versus that we can play? We need to find a game, Cat. But I'll no. Let's do a game.
What
We'll
is
do a
this?
1v1. That's what we're gonna be doing.
Um, I don't even know how to add a friend this way.
Give me your put it on the back. Put your username.
Hold on.
A
Jeez,
game
put
of
me on the
liars bar.
spot.
What is that? I'll even accept. You just need to know. I just need to know the rules, and let's do it. Do you know what liars bar is?
No, no idea.
See you later, Scott. Have a good one.
Have a good night, Scott. Thank you. Wait, what?
Mm, mm, mm.
There. Found you. Oops. Oh, I didn't send the challenge yet. Should I share screen then?
A game of roller coaster tycoon. Let's do it. We go. You know what? This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start with the roller coaster tycoon one. We're gonna do the first. We're gonna do the first scenario, and whoever finishes the first scenario first is the one that wins. So
Emmett,
it's gonna be that.
are you gonna make me feel like crap if you win, Emmett?
No, I don't think so. Why would I?
I don't think so. I don't know. So what? Rapid?
Yeah, let's do a rapid.
Okay.
Where
I'm
are
gonna
you?
send the
Who are
challenge.
you?
I'm gonna send the challenge to you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for
Oh, I
opponent.
see.
And then I'll share screen. Okay?
Oh, it's just 3 or it's 3+1?
I think it's just 3-3, isn't it?
Okay.
Okay.
I just want to be sure.
Okay. I'm so not used to playing this on PC like this. It's weird.
What you usually played on
On phone.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh, that was stupid. Well, now. Brilliance, I guess. Damn it. Emmett, you're good at chess.
I am. This is a 10-minute game, not a 3-minute game.
Yeah.
I'm not that good. I'm just used to playing fast now.
That sucks. There's nothing I can do. Good game. Fun. Emmett. Well played.
Last time I played chess, I destroyed Grumple and then I retired. GG, Elder. Elder's just you know what humble bragging is sometimes? Like I'm so good and then I
Did you beat
retired
me, Elder?
again. Wait, I challenge you to mini golf again. Let's do it. In fact, let's do it right now. You know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. You retired. Nah, I am the best. I am. I beat Magnus Carlsen once, and I retired. That's scope. That's scope. I can't right now, but soon. It seems that you realize that you lost the debate, and you just don't wanna. Just don't wanna
Who
accept
doesn't?
it. Cat's like, I can't play right now.
Cat
She
beat you?
challenged me to.
I mean,
No.
you beat Cat?
I beat Cat. She beat me in the first debate, which is the sheep debate, and then I beat her on the debate with
Hasn't
the
anybody
birds.
told you you shouldn't beat women?
But I would beard walk you. No, you sheep walk me, and I beard walk you.
Bird walked
Okay.
and sheep walked. Those are new terms. They are going to be used in debate from now on. There's no more dog walking. It's only bird walking or sheep walking from now on.
Sheep walking.
That's right.
History-wise, but he does it anyway. I don't even know what you mean by that. I also hate that opening. I hate the Scotch. Is the Scotch? It's not the Scotch. It's
The Scott?
No, it's not the Scotch. It's not the Scotch Gambit. What is it? The Danish Gambit.
Danish?
That's the
Yeah.
Danish Gambit.
I like the London system as well. It's decent. King's Indian's good. Just depends like on what your opponent plays. So
You know what, Cat? I'll 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 fight you with Silk Song. First boss.
Silk Song.
Someday you're gonna appreciate how funny I am.
Someday you're gonna appreciate how president I am.
Someday you're gonna appreciate how awesome I am.
I thought you were gonna say someday you're gonna appreciate how Mexican you are.
No, I don't appreciate that.
I don't appreciate that. Oh my
I don't
gosh.
appreciate that. I am amazing
Well,
at Silk
what if
Song.
other people appreciate it? You ever think
They're
of that?
wrong. Yeah, they're wrong.
Okay, well, are they wrong? Are they always wrong? Or only sometimes are they wrong?
It's always. He's too
Hmm.
white for me to appreciate he's Mexican.
I mean, that's fair. You are the whitest
still-
Mexican I know, so
I still speak Spanish, you know.
no, nope, I
Nope.
don't know. For all I know, you could be tricking me in speaking Swahili.
That's true.
I mean, that's not true because I do understand a decent amount of Spanish, but you could still be speaking Swahili for all some other people know. Right?
Yep.
So, are you doing a show tonight?
I wasn't going
Emmett.
to.
No?
Oh wait, no, yes, I am because I was playing. What is the name of that game? And I'm gonna finish it. Inside. I was playing Inside, and I'm gonna finish the game.
Which game is that?
It's
Oh,
like
that's the one
Little
where you're running?
Nightmares. Yeah.
It's
People,
like Little Nightmares?
it's like Little Nightmares. Yeah.
I think I missed that one then. It's not the one where you're like running from the dogs and the pig and stuff?
Yeah. That one is Inside. The one I was
That's-
playing yesterday is Inside.
That's 2D. That's not like Little Nightmares.
It's 3D. It's not. You move in a 2D space. That's true, but it is like it is. The game is 3D, and it reminiscent of Little Nightmares. It is reminiscent of Little Nightmares.
I don't think so. I think you're full of it.
How am I gonna be full of it if I'm the one playing it and I know?
You're full of it. Prove me
No,
wrong.
you are full of it.
Oh, what am I full of?
Death Peaks.
Wait, what?
What? What?
What did you just say? I didn't
I'm gonna
understand
lo-
you.
I don't. I hate. I don't want to think about it. I just don't like being chased. And in these games, you
Well,
get chased.
Is
all
that
the
because you're
fucking
Hispanic?
time. Yes, it's part of it. I get me
You're-
flashbacks from my.
From your run, jump, swim days? Reminds you of the run, jump, swim
Oh,
days?
man.
I get it.
I know my sound level is low. I'm moving all around, and my microphone needs me to be like really close to it, so that my sound is fine.
It's because he's a nerd. A super nerd.
This stream is for the green bird. It's not for the green birds. I only suggest the chase games. Yeah, I know.
Damn, son.
I still have to beat you, Cat, in one game. So tell me the game you want to be beat. I'm waiting for the Amnesia. I'm not gonna play Amnesia. You're gonna have to find a way to pay me to play that game, and I don't want to play it. They want me to play. They don't. People don't get it. I actually have like phobia to horror shit, and I just can't do it. And they're like, "Oh, let's make you play some horror games."
You know what's you know what's funny? For some reason, I keep getting like if people want me to debate, like this prompt for me, me versus EOD,
Mhm.
I didn't set this prompt. This is a, hey, this is a prompt. Do you want to debate it?
Mhm.
But it's funny that I am the one who got picked for the stance that it is, and I think it's because I've repeatedly argued from the authoritarian stance against like EOD on grids, but also on VK.
Mhm.
I've like argued from the authoritarian side repeatedly, and so now I'm like getting seen as I can argue from that side, which is funny.
Well, you can argue from that side.
Can I? Oh, can I?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, yeah.
I have.
You're my disciple when it comes to authoritarianism.
I am not your disciple. Don't. You think
Welcome.
you're
Welcome to the
so funny.
cult. Sometimes.
You know what? Just for
I'm going to
that,
the back. I'm going to the back. Oh no.
just for that, you're gonna get a long form debate against me.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Forced doctrine? You want to debate forced doctrine?
I don't deny force doctrine. What are you talking about?
Okay.
And force doctrine is like that is such a hard debate. If I was going to take the opposite stance, that I would really need to pull out the stops. And
What do you
even
want
then,
to debate?
even then, I'm at a huge disadvantage no matter what I do. What do I want to debate?
Yeah, what do you want to debate?
That's a good question. A long form debate that's worth having.
Do you realize that if it's something really important, we will be giving a bunch of ammunition to
Lefties?
to
Yeah,
the
you're
other
right.
side?
You're right. Shoot. Damn it, Emmett. I was gonna say we could do that one that we've done, but that's a really bad one to
Yeah.
give out for free. No way,
I
dude.
don't even think we should have that debate.
No, it's a bad one. It's a bad one. What's worse is I didn't give everything to you on that debate either. Like that one could go so far, it's crazy actually. I don't want to do like abortion pro. I don't even want to argue that because there are certain topics I will not take the devil's advocate for. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it because I feel too strongly about those stances. The authoritarian ones, they're good at fleshing out like what can and cannot be done, what does and does not work. Whereas things like pro-life / abortion, that one to me is like, I will never stand up for the taking of those lives.
I wouldn't do I wouldn't take the opposite stance when it comes to pro-life.
No, it's one that I firmly will not. It's like a no-go to me. Let's see. What do we even believe differently on enough that we could debate that isn't like giving ammo? We could do your marriage debate, the enforcement of marriage. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, we can do informants and enforcement marriage. I agree with that. Yeah, I can do that one.
Can you?
Yeah, I can. I can
You have
do I can do the affirmative if you.
You have that one all tailored out too already.
Well, no, because nobody engages with it. They just call me an incel and get angry. So nobody's ever actually
That's true.
engaged with the thing.
I mean, I have some, but not an
Every
actual
single
debate.
time.
You and I have gone like back and forth on it, like in Discord or whatever. But
when I tried to debate it, like people just get really freaking mad and they start
Well,
telling me fun
we
stuff.
we've talked about this before though, because they're not seeing the forest for the trees, right? What they're doing is they're jumping directly to like what they think the foundational principles of your argument are, and they're completely off. And because they're completely off, now they've made character assessments of you, which is ridiculous. They're not in the argument anymore. They're now attacking the person instead of the argument. It's just really, really stupid.
Yeah.
But it would be a fun one. We could like try to set that up and have somebody host it. We could have Vic do it.
Yeah, I was thinking of Vic.
That'd be
We
a
could
good
do
start
Vic.
for Vic actually, because he wants to get into doing some of that. So
Probably be better. That if I get a I was gonna go the other day into with Fabian Liberty,
mhm.
but I really dislike the guy. I wanted to do a I didn't want to do a scene on Grid channel.
You
Much less
know,
when he's like, chat is like a goldfish and they don't know how to form an argument.
you
And then
want
I remember the J Dyer debate. I was laughing at him.
you could debate uh, January 6th with tomfoolery.
I need if I needed to, I would actually need to go into a full deep dive into
I know.
that.
I think that would be my best avenue to get people from over there. Probably.
Wait, I don't know who that is. You do know him, but I don't know him. You think a gay man or woman should be a holy soul to soul? It should be a partnership at that point, in my opinion. Emmett, you're thinking about ortho now? Nope. What?
I'm not sure I know what that means actually.
Can you try to explain a little bit more about what you're thinking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm lost actually also. The debate we're talking about is Emmett's stance on enforcement of marriage. Like um the getting rid of no fault divorce, the making it a legal offense to basically abandon or break vows in a fundamental way, things like that. And I would
Mm.
take the opposition of it.
So if you just decide that you want to leave your marriage, you have two options. You can go back to your marriage, or you can go back to jail. One of the two.
Back to jail? How many times
Yeah.
have they been there?
Well, you need to get, when they're going to do the enforcement, they're going to put you in jail at first. They're going to be like, hey, we have to detain you and probably put you in jail. Yeah. Well, Emmett has 3 wives, so he's stuffed. What the fuck?
Kokomo, where did you hear that exactly? I'm just curious. And who are these wives? I'm just curious.
Do I have him in the basement? I mean, there should probably be a good, like
Well, the annulment would
the
then have to
place
be
for it.
through in Emmett's paradigm, or at the very least in his debate paradigm, it would be the foundation of the church would have to give an annulment if an annulment was granted, or any form of separation.
Annul works, but legal and married, nope. No, what it means is it's not even that. Like there are there would be reasons that a judge would give like a divorce per se. There are certain specific reasons for it, but if you let's say that you one day say, I'm not happy anymore. I want a divorce. Then the option you have is no, and if you try to leave, it's like, oh well, you're going to jail.
Well, there you have it.
That's the point. So it's enforcement. You have an enforcement arm that's gonna
That's
enforce
like
the marriage. Nope, not no. Yeah, I know. I know that you don't want it. Now I need an argument for you not wanting it. You see?
That's usually the response. Nope, not no. Mm-mm. No way. And then the next step of that argument is Emmett, you're evil. Emmett, you hate women. Emmett, you're an incel. And then they go real crazy after that. Those ones are the baseline.
Nope, not
So,
no. It's holy matrimony.
nope, not no.
Matrimony. That that's not to do with enforcement. I understand what you're saying. Like I have an orthodox perspective on it as well, but I unlike some ideas of orthodox, I don't think the church is actually divorced from the state. I think the church has to be right in the middle of the state, giving the
Well,
proper moral code to them. So I
you're
understand the idea. I
yes and
get
no,
it.
right?
No, I do think that the church has to be in the middle. That was like my big problem with OG. At one time he was like, "But this is like the good idea, right? This is like best." And I was like, "Yeah, I kind of understand where you're coming from with this. I'm not even gonna say it, but I understand where you're
I
coming
kind of
from.
understand where you're coming from, but no.
But I want the church in the middle of the state, right there in the middle of the state, telling you what is good and what is bad. And okay, and I want a king there as well.
See,
It's a holy law. How do you, what is a law? If you're gonna come with holy law, you have to tell me what a law is.
yeah, what is
And
the law?
if you break it, what's going to happen?
Emmett, can you say this for me real quick? I am the
Mhm.
law.
I am the law.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. You are a Judge Dredd. Mr. I am the law.
Avis Legion and created and
What is
gave
everybody
birth
doing
to.
tonight?
Okay. What is going on?
Did everybody crash out and go to bed? What is happening right now? Is Legion and gave birth to Cain when she created on
She
Adam?
cheated. She cheated on Adam.
What? How? What are you even talking about right now?
That's what I was saying.
I
What
was
is even
Dread
going on?
Mage? I am so confused right now. You're a Dread Mage? I am become Death, the destroyer of worlds?
I am the knight.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. So, anyways,
You want me to start? You want to go to sleep? And you want me to start a stream? Just say it.
I
And
didn't say I want to go to sleep.
Just,
Damn
you
it.
want to go to sleep?
No.
Mm.
But
Are you coping?
no, but I haven't eaten. I have not eaten because I did family events earlier and then got home and jumped straight to VK and then to this. So I still haven't eaten anything. So now my body's like, hey, jerk, you didn't eat. And
Mm.
so, yeah, that's all.
Just tell
biggie.
your body, jerk, you are on.
You're
What
on.
is it?
You're not
You're on a
live.
diet.
You're on a diet.
Hey,
What?
jerk, you're on a diet.
You're on a diet. You don't get to eat anymore. But when do I get to eat? Never, bitch. What the shit?
I tried a game of Dino Park and fuck it straight up.
No. But actually, you know what? If you did want to start something, I could send a raid to you.
I'm gonna
'Cause
just be
I-
playing inside. But yeah, sure. Let me.
Well,
pull it
because
up.
yeah, I have some other stuff to work on and set up, and then I can talk to you about debate plans later on. Not tonight, later on. You know what I mean?
I do.
But we can iron out what we want to argue about, and then talk to Vic about setting something up. And I'm sure he would be happy about that.
Oh, crap! I hate this part of. All right, give me a second. I'm getting ready.
You're doing what now?
I'm getting ready. I'm just setting everything up. Uh,
Oh, da, 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 da.
it's inside.
I mean, how do you feel about dead air?
Um, it's okay depending on what's going on. It's fine.
Yeah. There's a certain level of discomfort in silence that I notice in people. Some people, not all people, right? Like we've seen some that will ramble through to make sure that there isn't silence. And then you got like Rob. Rob will just sit there for a minute. It's like
Well, I think it's fine, right? If you are
generally,
doing
yeah.
something and
Yeah. And if they know you're doing something, right? Like if
mm,
nobody knows what you're doing and yeah.
Nerdy Cyrus says that's a nice costume.
Hey, thanks. Yeah. Why, hello, Paige. Good to see you.
Oh, hello, Paige.
Why'd you say it like that? Well, hello,
The base version.
Paige.
Well, I was reading what she actually typed, and it was kind of weird. And I was like, okay.
I don't know what
The
that
base
means.
version. Yeah, I have no idea what that means either.
You wouldn't knuckle Abe? IMO? What does that mean?
I don't know. I think he
Never
drank a little bit.
underestimate the powers of the dark side.
Oh,
I don't know what
ready.
you mean by knuckle. I don't know what that means. You wouldn't fight, or I don't know what that means. See the soul. See the soul. That was so funny when he did see soul. See the soul.
Yeah.
I was laughing
See the
so
Soul
hard,
is-
dude. I was
See the
laughing my
Soul
ass
is like
off.
one of the best.
I don't know who got best costume, but Farney won VK tonight. Paige.
I got the crystal today.
A heart crystal?
A heart crystal.
Holy
This is the crystal.
That is dangerous, Emmett. What are you doing?
I had to bring it out because Maryland was going on into a tirade, and I said that I needed the crystal to get into into synchrony with her, so that I could get there.
You're freaking me out now. You should chill, Emmett.
I'm chilling.
I'm chilling. Do you have a live up, Emmett?
I have a live up. Yeah, it's
Should link
yeah,
it
yeah.
in the private. Private.
Well,
Private.
privato,
Um,
privato.
what exactly happened here? Did somebody else just end something or something? Is that what's happening? Weird. Okay.
Well, there's been a lot of people like streaming today.
That's true. There was quite a few live when
You
I
want to synchronize with
jumped
Marilyn?
in.
No, I wanted to be able to understand what the fuck she's talking about because I never get it. And she was about to go into prattle mode, so I was making fun of her.
He was trying to understand the, electromagnetic vibes coming off.
The electromagnetic vibes. Exactly.
Yeah, he needed a good, reliable antenna so that he could translate the vibes that were coming his direction. And I dare say nothing works, not even crystal. So actually,
She
there
rage
is one
quit.
thing. There is one thing that would work, Emmett.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like bang your head off a cement wall a couple times, that might work.
If I get Marte to do it for me, that works even better.
Oh yeah, true,
Yeah.
true.
It's okay to want to synchronize with a woman. Stop making fun of me, Kat.
Is it?
We're not talking. We're not talking about a woman. We're talking about Marilyn.
Holy shit, Emmett. Did you just say Marilyn's not a woman? Is that what just happened?
Well, she's more of a woman than Geld, who is a Trunshine. But
Okay, if you say so.
what are you gonna tell me? The trans woman or not woman? Is that?
I'm so-
it's not.
I'm not saying that's. I'm saying that I don't know what I. That's not my fight. I don't. I'm not even engaging with that. Thank you. Like, if it was legitimate, then I would agree with you 100%, but I'm not gonna. So aggressive, Cat. So aggressive. So aggressive. That's funny. I don't care who you are, that's funny. So, Emmett, what's your live about?
We're gonna be playing Inside. That is the idea.
Is it an interesting game, Emmett?
Yeah, it is. It's a great game.
Are you going to keep the chat involved, Emmett?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
So, to my dearest chatters, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for putting up with Emmett.
Thank you, jerk.
Oh my gosh. God bless you all. Have fun at Emmett's. I might jump up and pester him some. We'll see what happens. Yeah. God bless you. Good evening. And I'll see you all probably tomorrow. Yeah. All
That
right.
makes sense.
You ready, Emmett?
I'm ready.
You're ready to be invaded?
I'm ready to be invaded. Yeah.
Okay. Invaded by the hordes of YouTube chat. Oh wait, I have to change this because it's gonna play like a long outro, and that's a little unfair. I don't that outro is it's awesome, but it's not good if I'm rating because like people aren't gonna sit there for 3 minutes and then have it tell them to go away. You know,
Yeah.
they'll be like, okay, cool, I'll go away then. Okay, here we go. 3.
I wanna be invaded. That's a
2.
good one.
Oh my gosh.
Da-da-da-da. I wanna be invaded. It doesn't work as well. I'll think about it.
Okay. Guys, have fun with Emmett. We'll see you later.
Yes.